We are live today. My name is Angela Petrilli, here for a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown with my friends at Fishman. If you're enjoying these lessons, be sure to subscribe, folks. It helps the cause. It helps the cause, and I am so happy to have all of you here today. So this is one I've gotten a lot of requests for. There's a lot of Weezer fans out there, so I figured I'd do this one today. We're going to be doing Buddy Holly by Weezer. Super fun song off of the Blue album. Really great, fun song to play. I would say geared intermediates. My beginners hang on here too. There's a lot of fun. My folks are a little bit more advanced. There's some cool stuff in here too. So again, there's something here for everybody. Our guitars are going to be tuned down a half step today. So what that means, your E string, tune it down to E flat, A string down to A flat, D down to D flat, G, G flat, B, B flat, and the high E, bring it on down to E flat today. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with this one. We're gonna be going all along the fretboard. There's lots of great stuff here. Some really great little solos too, which is a ton of fun. So before we get started here, you know I like to ask a question. So let me know where you're tuning in from. Tom, I see you from Chicago. Excellent. Let's see. Where are you tuning in from? And your favorite 90s band. I know I got a lot of them. Weezer is one of my favorites, so let me know what yours are. Favorite 90s band, where you're tuning in from. This is Buddy Holly by Weezer. Going over that today. Super fun. As you can notice, lots of bar chords here today. We're going to be going over all of the solo bits too, and some of the stuff that the lead guitar is doing too. So this one's a ton of fun. Again, if you're enjoying these lessons, be sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps the cause. And I'm sure you guys noticed I'm playing my Mustang with P90s in it. These are the awesome Fluence P90s. So if you want to learn more about these, video description, or the link in the video description, check it out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here, but first, let's see where everybody's tuning in from and some of your favorite 90s bands. Okay, we got Newbury Park in the house. We have South Carolina, Scotland. Jake, welcome to the show. We got East Tennessee here. We got Phil from Boston. All right, we got Green Bay. We got the Bahamas. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. North Carolina, we got Dennis, whose favorite 90s band is Soundgarden. Love it. One of my favorite 90s bands as well. We got upstate New York, Foo Fighters. Are they 90s? Absolutely. Yes, one of my favorite bands too. They're great. All right, we got San Jose in the house. We got Long Island, New York, Illinois. Thank you all so much for being here. This is great. Minneapolis, Rage Against the Machine. That's William's favorite 90s band. We've got Cleveland in the house. Awesome, guys. This is so great. Lancashire, UK. Thanks for being here. All right, it's good stuff. And Tel Aviv, Israel. Oh my gosh, we got all over the world. Finland. All right. All over the world. This is fantastic. Got Radiohead, Chili Peppers. New Jersey, Edmonton, Alberta. Beautiful. I've visited there. It is wonderful. Smashing Pumpkins, Foo Fighters. Sublime. This is fantastic. Thank you all for being here. I always like to know. This is great. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. Lots of power chords. We are tuned down a half step. Those of you who are tuning in now, and we always get some latecomers to the show, if anyone is asking what tuning we are in, fill them in so they can play along with us, all right? So we're tuned down a half step today. So let's go ahead and get started with the verse. And with this song, we go right into the verse, all right? So it's gonna be a series of power chords. They look and sound like this. Pretty standard. Let's go ahead and talk about them. So what we're going to do here, we're going to be playing an F-sharp 5. Now, to keep things consistent, okay, I know we're tuned down a half step. I am going to be calling all of these chords as if we are in standard, but I do know that in actuality we're tuned down a half step. This F-sharp is actually an F, but just to keep things easier, all right, I'm going to call it like we would if we were in standard, all right? Just make sure you tune down a half step. So it sounds fun when we play together on here, okay? So we've got an F-sharp 5, right? It's an F-sharp power chord, all right? So it's gonna look like this. First finger, we're gonna lay it across the second fret, E, A, D, G, B, E, all the strings, okay? You're gonna get your third finger here, fourth fret of that A string, okay? That's where C sharp would be. And then you have your fourth finger on the fourth fret of the D string. That would be our F sharp, all right? So if we notice here, we're just playing those three, just like that, okay? If we were to strum everything, it's minor. That we don't want. A power chord only consists of the 1 and the 5 of the chord. In this case, for an F sharp 5, it would be the F sharp here, the C sharp here, and then we would have an additional F sharp, so that would be the octave, all right? So a power chord has only 2 notes, okay, the 1 and the 5. So just like that, those are the only strings you want to strum. The second you play that G string, which you don't want to do, it's going to make it minor, and we don't want minor. We just want a power chord, okay? And that's going to cover pretty much all of the chords in this song, all right? So I want to stick to the 1 and the 5 of each chord, and I'll walk you through it. So we've got this F sharp 5 here. This is going to be eighth notes, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, all right? So that's what's happening there, okay? And you could palm mute it and do this. Okay, but I noticed when I was watching Rivers play this, the lead singer and one of the guitar players in Weezer, I noticed he wasn't palm muting. He was really just letting that be nice and open, so up to you. All right, so we've got... Now, we're gonna go up a whole step. This would bring us to a G sharp 5, all right? So that first finger, we're gonna bring it up to the 4th fret, that E string, right? That's where G sharp lives. Third finger, 6th fret of that A string, all right? That would be our D sharp. And then 4th finger there on the 6th fret of the D string. And again, only play those 3 strings, all right? We're gonna strum this G sharp 5 2 times, okay? And then once we get, we're gonna move up yet another, okay, half step here to our A5. Again, the notes here, we have our A at the 5th fret of that E string. We have our E here, that's our 5 on the 7th fret of that A string, and then our 4th finger here playing another A, 7th fret of D string, all right? Just like that, and we're gonna strum that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 4 times we're gonna do that A5. So it's gonna sound like this, and I'm gonna play it a little slowly here. do that again. And only play the E, A, and D string. Notice all downward strokes here. It's going to do that one more time. Let's speed it up just a little bit. Let's do that again. One more time. That's what's happening there. Not too bad. If we listen back to the song, you'll notice it's really, really heavy. Probably got some fuzz pedals, stuff happening there. I'm keeping this somewhat clean today. I'm just plugged straight into a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe. That's what I'm going through today. So it is these pickups, these Fishman Fluence P90s, into a Hot Rod Deluxe. That's all. I have no effects on this guitar today. All right. So again, you can hear like how heavy it is just by itself, which is pretty cool. So after we do this, right? There's a really fun little riff. It's so cool, and it's pretty simple, and it's great. It's just this little dash of this really, really great little thing here. So I'll show you how to play it. So what we're gonna do here, your first finger, place it on the second fret of the B string. Now your third finger is going to hammer on to that third fret of the B string. That would be D. So it's a C sharp and D, like that. And notice how I'm only striking it once with the right hand. Gretchen Men, I had a feeling you would be on here today. You want to talk about an amazing cover of this song, go on her YouTube channel and check it out. It is simply amazing. I'll put a link after I'm done here today on the live stream so you guys can check it out. I hope Cape Cod was beautiful, Gretchen. I wish I was there. Cape Cod is awesome. Good to see you, my friend. All right, so here we go. Nice and slowly here with power chords and including that riff. All right, so here we go. It's quick. Let's try it again. Okay, it's pretty cool, right? So I slowed it down there. If we play it a little bit faster, here's how it goes. And then we repeat this. From there we go to the pre-chorus. All right, so that little riff just happens in between power chords. All right, so now what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go ahead and play the pre-chorus. It's gonna look and sound like this. That's what the rhythm guitar player is doing. We're gonna look at that part first. So we're gonna do here, it's gonna go to a D5, to a C sharp 5, to an F sharp 5. Now, let's talk about the D5. Let's talk about the notes that are here. Again, Reckless 575, thank you for keeping everybody posted on the tuning for today. We're tuned down a half step. All right, first finger, 5th fret of that A string. That's the D note, that is our root. Your third finger, placing that on the 7th fret of the D string. Okay, that note is A, that's our 5. And then our 4th finger is going to be playing the additional D note on the 7th fret of the G string. Now, you could play it just like this, a true D5 chord. Or, I've noticed this sometimes too when they're playing it live, the first finger is playing an additional A note up here at the 5th fret of the E string. So it would sound like this. It's a little heavier. So we would call this a D5/A if you wanted to include that there. Okay? Up to you. So here's just the D5. or put the A in the bass a little heavier. All right, so I'll leave that up to you. Both sound cool, and we're using the same two notes anyway, so it's great. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be our strumming. Again, downward strokes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go to our C sharp here, C sharp 5, first finger, 4th fret of that A string. That's our C sharp, it's our root, all right? 3rd finger is going to go here on the 6th fret of that D string. That is our G sharp, it's our 5. And then 4th finger, okay, 6th fret of that G string, that's the other C sharp. Okay, so just like that. And we're going to strum that 3 times. 1, 2, 3. There's going to be a little bit of a rest. And then we're going to go back to our F sharp 5, first finger, 2nd fret of that E string, F sharp, okay. 3rd finger, 4th fret of the A string, C sharp, there's our 5, 4th finger, F sharp, 4th fret of the D string. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that whole thing. I'll play it a little slowly. Here we go. Let's do that again. Now, let's go ahead and do the D5 with an A in the bass and the C sharp 5 with a G sharp in the bass. Let's hear how that sounds. Let's play that together nice and slowly. Again. So let's go ahead and look at this additional part here. So that part is going to repeat twice. D5, C sharp 5, F sharp 5. Let's repeat that 2 times. Last time. It's going to repeat 3 times. Or twice. It is twice. Yes, it is twice. We're live, folks. It's twice. After that, we're going to hang on that D5 chord. Now, sometimes I saw Rivers do this, where it was an octave. So, instead of including that 5 there, what he did was just play the 2 D notes. How we would do this, first finger, 5th fret of that A string, and your 4th finger, 7th fret of the G string. Those are both D notes. Okay. And I like to use my 2nd and 3rd finger, if I'm strumming, to use as like a buffer or as a mute. So I can strum a bit more aggressively and not worry about it sounding like that. Okay, so. Just like that. All right. So let's go through this nice and slowly. Here we go again. I'm going to include just the D5 chord without the A in the bass for this pass, and then I'll include it in another one. So here we go. And those octaves. Okay, let's do that again. There were those octaves. Now let's go ahead and do this again, this time adding that A in the bass with these chords. Here we go. And the G sharp. D5 over A, C sharp over G sharp, F sharp 5 again without the commentary. That's what's happening there. Now let's go ahead and do this. Let's incorporate the verse that we just did a moment ago. Okay, let's go through the verse and then the pre-chorus, and then we'll talk about the chorus. Now, again, this is a live Q&A, folks, too. If you guys have questions, I'd love to answer them live and get through as many of those as I can. As always, if you're enjoying these lessons, be sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps the cause. And if you want to check out more about the Fishman gear that I am using in these lessons, be sure to click the link in the video description. So here we go. Here is the top of the verse into the pre-chorus. Here comes the pre-chorus. Okay, let's do that one more time here from the top verse pre-chorus. Pre-chorus. Just like that. All right, so let's go ahead and do this here. Let's go ahead and look at the lead guitar part that's happening here. So with the lead guitar part, I think it's really interesting, very tasteful. This is what's happening underneath the D5, C sharp 5, and the F sharp 5. We've got this. All right, so let's talk about it. First finger, fifth fret of that E string, that note would be A. Okay, we're tuned down a half step. I know it's an A flat. We're gonna call it A here to keep it easy. Okay, third finger on the 7th fret of that B string, that would be an F sharp. Here's what's very interesting about this. This is being played over a D5 chord. But notice how this riff doesn't have a D note in it at all. It has the 3 and it has the 5. The 3rd is the F sharp and the 5 is the A. So pretty neat. So we've got the rhythm guitar taking over the root, and we've got the lead guitar taking over the rest, which I find is really, really cool. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna play that F sharp first. And then we're gonna strike that A note, all right? So we're gonna do here, let's go ahead and do this again. And don't forget to alternate pick, striking downwards on the F sharp, striking upwards on the A note, okay? Now we're gonna do here, moving the first finger back a half step to the 4th fret of that E string. It's gonna be G sharp there, okay? And your second finger, 5th fret of the B string, that note is E. Let's do that again. Okay. And we're going to end on that E note. Let's do that again. And then we're going to go here. First finger, that would be the F sharp. But notice there, I've got that flat 3 in there, so this would be an F sharp minor triad here. First finger across the 2nd fret of the E, B, and G string. So those notes, F sharp, C sharp, and A. Okay, so the 1 flat 3 5, it makes up a minor chord. Okay, in this case, F sharp is our 1, A is our flat 3, and C sharp is our 5. Okay, so we've got this. So let's do the whole thing. Okay, so that's being played over the. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. After we go and we repeat that twice, how we're doing that D octave. What the lead is doing here, it's gonna go to a D major, or at least what we, right, the parts of that D major chord, the 1 and, or the 3 and the 5 rather. Then we're gonna do this. So we do that D, the F sharp to A 4 times. Okay, we're assuming, right, we're lending the ear to be like, oh yeah, we're going to minor. We're going from major to minor here. So that F sharp to A. Now that is being repeated 4 times. All we're gonna do here, right, to go from that D to D minor, before we get into the chorus, all right, we're turning that F sharp into an F, bring that second finger to the 6th fret of that B string. And repeat that 4 times. So here's the whole lead part for that pre-chorus. Here we go. Okay, so that's what's happening there. Now let's go ahead and go into the chorus here. So here's how it's going to sound. Now, we can play it that way. We can play the F sharp in 2 different ways. We'll talk about that in a second. So what we've got here is an A5 to a D5 over A, to an E5 over B, to an F sharp 5 over C sharp. So I noticed Rivers did this when he played it live. All right, so let's talk about all of those here. So the A5, first finger, 5th fret of that E string, 3rd finger, okay, 7th fret of the A string, that note is E, 4th finger rather, 7th fret of the D string, that note is A. Only play those 3 strings, okay? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now all you're gonna do here, keep your first finger where it is, bring the 3rd and 4th finger down. 3rd finger goes to the 7th fret of that D string, all right? And your 4th finger goes to the 7th fret of that G string. So that would be your A and D notes respectively, okay? All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're gonna play an E5 over B, all right? So we're gonna move this D5 over A up a whole step in terms of guitar. For us, that is 2 frets, 1, 2, all right? So first finger is across all 6 strings here, okay? We're barring at the 7th fret. That's our B note in the bass at the 7th fret of the E string. 7th fret of the A string, that is our E note, all right? 3rd finger is playing the B note, 9th fret of the D string. 4th finger is playing the E note, 9th fret of the G string. So that's what it'll sound like on its own. 2, 3, 4. We're gonna strum that 4 times. So it's gonna sound like this. A5 to D5 over A to E5 over B. Here we go. We're gonna repeat this. Now we go to an F sharp 5 over C sharp. E and F sharp are a whole step apart, okay? B and C sharp are a whole step apart. We move them all up a whole step, so your first finger should be across the 9th fret of that fretboard right there, okay? First finger is on the C sharp 9th fret of the E string. You're then going to be playing the F sharp 9th fret of the A string. 3rd finger goes on the 11th fret of the D string, that is your C sharp, and your 4th finger is playing the F sharp 11th fret of the G string. right? It's just like that. So let's play that through. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 on that F sharp over C sharp. Let's do that again. Repeat the A and D, E. Bring it up to F sharp over C sharp. From there, one strum of the D5 over A, one strum of the E5 over B, okay? Then back to A. So here's how that sounds when we put that together. Let's start from the top of that chorus. Now we're going to go back to A, one strum, D5, E5 over B, D5 over A, back to A5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's play this through nice and slowly. This is going to be the entire chorus. Here we go. A5, D5 over A, E5 over B, A5, D5 over A, E5 over B, F sharp 5 over C sharp, D5, E5, A5, A5, D5, E5, A. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do that again without the commentary. Got it? Here we go. Now, could you play the F sharp 5 all the way up here? Yes, but it's really cool to have that C sharp in the bass. I will leave that up to you. I like playing it this way. I saw that's how Rivers did it, so that's how I'm teaching it, like that, all right? But you could if you wanted, but it's cool to have that C sharp in the bass, all right? So now let's go ahead and talk about the solo that happens here. So after that first chorus, we have a little solo. It sounds like this. Let's talk about how to play this. So first finger, second fret of that B string, okay, that's why that would be our C sharp, to D, third fret of that B string, pull off to play that C sharp again. Now, third finger, fourth fret, the E string, okay, G sharp, to our F sharp with the first finger, second fret of that E string. Let's play that again. One more time. Don't forget to alternate pick here. Last time. Now here's part 2. This is part 2 of 4. Okay, so here we go. And again, this is the melody line here, all right? This is the melody of that first verse, okay? So what we're gonna do here, first finger, second fret of that B string, C sharp, open B string, second fret of that G string, that note is A. Now, put your first finger back, second fret of that B string, C sharp. Let's play it twice. Let's combine parts 1 and 2. Here we go. Let's do that again. Last time. Okay, so part 3 is the same as part 1. And part 4 goes like this. Only 3 notes, first finger, 2nd fret of that B string, C sharp, open B string, resolving at the A note, 2nd fret, G string. All right, so here's the whole thing. I'm gonna play it through nice and slow, then we'll add the speed. Here we go. All 4 parts. Let's do that again. So that's what's happening there in the solo. Let's do another quick one at tempo. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, pretty cool stuff. All right, so that is the solo that happens after the first chorus. So let's go ahead and do this just to give this little context here, all right? Let's go through the whole thing so far. Verse, pre-chorus, to chorus, to the solo. All right, so here we go from the top verse. Don't forget the riff. To our pre-chorus. Chorus. Solo. Cool, right? Super, super fun. So that's what's happening there. After this solo, we go into a second verse, all right? So the F sharp 5, G sharp 5, A5, and that little riff comes back because it's super fun. We're gonna see that again too in the bigger solo in a moment here. So that's what's happening there, all right? So we have the so verse 2, then we got a pre-chorus, and then we got another chorus, all right? So the only thing that's a little bit different about this chorus, the second one, all right, is we're gonna, I don't care about that part, so the A5, D5 over A, E5 over B is gonna be repeated twice, all right? So it's super fun. So let's go ahead and do this to give it context, all right? I'm gonna go into the first chorus. After the first chorus, I'm gonna go into that solo. After the solo, I will go into verse 2. Then I will go into the pre-chorus and the chorus with that extended bit at the end. All right, be sure to follow along. I'll play this a little bit slower. So here we go, chorus 1. Solo. Verse 2. Riff. Into our pre-chorus, here it comes. Chorus 2. We're going to repeat that. A, D, E. Okay. So fun. This is such a fun song to play. Love playing this one. All right. So that is what's happening there. Okay, so another thing too, don't forget the lead guitar part and chorus too, exactly the same. All right, so that. To minor. Okay, so don't forget to do that too in that second chorus. All right, so that is what's happening there. All right, so now we get to the bridge. This part is super fun to play. So the bridge sounds like this. It's fun, right? A little quick, but it's got really, really cool timing, really, really cool rhythm here too. So here's what's happening as far as the chords go. We got an A5. We're gonna have an F sharp 5. We're gonna have an F sharp 5 over E. That's where, if you saw, I was lifting up my finger. So we've got the E in the bass and the F sharp 5 right there. Okay, so that's what's happening there. Now, let's go through those two first. We'll go to the B5 and C sharp 5 in a moment here. So here is, don't worry, Bart. This bridge is a lot of fun. And it was, even for me too, I had to play this a little bit slowly and watch. I had to watch a bunch of different live versions of them playing this to really see what was going on. And to the best of my ear and the best of my eyes, this is what I came up with for you guys today. So we've got the A5 power chord here. I'm not going to talk about how to play it or the notes. We've talked about it quite enough today. All right, so we're going to play that A5 twice. So 2 times downstrokes. Now, pretend like you're going to go to this F sharp 5. We're not going to play it yet. Now, it's supposed to sound a little dissonant. That's okay. Lift the first finger up, leaving the third finger on the 4th fret of the A string and the D string here, right? So our C sharp and F sharp respectively. Then we bring this on, that first finger playing the F sharp here at the 2nd fret of the E string. And then we're going to repeat that again. Playing this nice and slowly, okay? And remember what I say in these lessons, you can't play anything fast, you can't play slow. So we're going to play this slow. Take your time with this. Okay? Let's do that again. Let's take it easy. Let's do that again. One more time. Now, this next part here is probably my favorite part of this bridge. So this kind of mute, right, strumming thing that's happening here. Here's what I want you to do to make this sound successful. I want you to lift a little bit. We're going to be muting with the left hand, okay? We're not muting with the right. We're doing the down, up, down, up, okay? So here's what I mean by that. You can hear, if I were to strum this, see how it's muted? That's what we want here. And when you have a bunch of distortion and fuzz on this, which I'm sure they have on the original recording, it's pretty heavy. That sounds extra awesome. Okay, so. And if you want a little more mute, notice how I brought my 2nd finger down there. So again. And I like doing the down, up when I'm strumming that part. And then with the mutes again. Okay, one more time. And one more time for good luck. Here we go. Now, from here, what we're going to do, give me one strum of that F sharp 5. This is a quick little move. After that F sharp 5, Get your first finger here. We're going to do a little A5 power chord, but in a different spot. First finger, second fret of that D string. That's an E note. First finger is also going to play the second fret of that G string. That note is A. Play the open A string too. It should sound like that. Okay, so let me do that again. Like that. We're live, folks. It happens. From there, we're going to go to a B5. First finger, second fret of that A string. That's your B note. Third finger, fourth fret of that D string. That is another F sharp. All right, fourth finger, fourth fret of the G string. That is a B. From here, strum it again, but slide up to the C sharp. First finger should be on the fourth fret of the A string, C sharp. Third finger, sixth fret of the D string. That is a G sharp. Fourth finger on the C sharp, sixth fret of the G string. Okay? Here's what that's going to sound like. We're going to go back to the B5, to that A5, okay? This all happens very quickly, all right? This is probably the quickest little bit of this song, all right? So here we go from the top. I'm going to do this a few times here, nice and slowly. Follow along, right? You can do this slow and steady, slow and steady. Can't play anything fast, we can't play slow. Here we go. Do it a little faster a few times, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the epic solo of this song. Super fun solo. Here we go. Okay, that's what's happening. All right, so let's get through the solo here. Again, that bridge part is going to be repeated 4 times. All right, so the solo sounds like this, and I love it. And having studied this and writing this out this week, it's really, really cool, and it's just, it's awesome. It's really, really fun to play too. So here's the solo. Okay. It's a really, really great solo. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about how to play this. All right, so what we're gonna do here, okay, first finger on that 7th fret of the B string, okay, that would be our F sharp. To the 9th fret to the 5th fret. Let's talk about those notes. First finger, 7th fret of the B string, that's the F sharp. To that G sharp 9th fret of the B string. To that 7th fret. We're going to go back. To E, 5th fret. To D on the 3rd fret. To C sharp on the 2nd. Back to D. Then playing a 2nd fret of the G string. This is going to be all one bit. Okay, so here we go nice and slowly. Again. Let's do that a few more times here. Don't forget to alternate pick. One more time. more time for good luck. Here we go. Now we're going to get to the section, okay, where we're going to be playing octaves. It's going to sound like this. This is part 2. Okay, let's talk about how to play this. Let's talk about the notes we're playing here. First finger, 4th fret of that D string there. It's going to be an F sharp with our first finger, okay, on that 4th fret. Now, I want you to place your 4th finger on the 7th fret of the B string. That's another F sharp, so those are octaves. See how they're the same pitch? One is lower and one is higher, okay? So, I know for some of you this may be a bit of a stretch. Work towards this. This video is up on YouTube, okay? Take your time with this. Work up to this if you're finding that this may be a bit challenging for you, but know that you can do it. Perfect practice makes perfect here, all right? So really make sure we've got good technique. My thumb, notice how you cannot see it. When I lift my thumb up, notice how my hand kind of shrivels a little bit. Placing the thumb at the middle of the neck is really going to help you stretch those fingers out. All right, so we're going to strum this F sharp octave twice, downstrokes. Now notice here with my 2nd and 3rd finger, those are acting as buffers yet again, okay? Notice how I'm strumming, but I'm only playing the F sharps. I'm isolating the 2 because I have these buffers here. Okay? Now we're going to bring this up a whole step to C sharp. Try and keep the shape with your hands, okay? And your fingers, 1st finger should be on the 6th fret of the D string. That is going to be your G sharp. Your 4th finger is going to be on the 9th fret of the B string. That's your other G sharp rather. They are octaves. If they don't sound like octaves, you did it wrong. We don't want that. That we want. Okay, so make sure. Want these notes sounding the same. If they don't, they may sound a little wacky. Okay, so from the F sharp 2 times, G sharp 2 times. We're going to move this now up to A, half step up. 1st finger should be on the 7th fret of that D string, A. 4th finger, 10th fret of the B string, A. We're going to strum that twice as well. So here we go, nice and slowly here. We're going to bring this up yet again to B. Bring your 1st finger up to the 9th fret. Try to keep this positioning of your hands here, all right? 1st finger, 9th fret of the D string. That's your B note. Your 4th finger should be on the 12th fret of the B string. That would be your B note. Yes, Mary Kay, I know the 4th finger doesn't always comply. I get it. Good, solid, perfect practice, working on technique, noticing when you are doing things that may not be very beneficial, okay? Or noticing, gosh, I keep hitting that fret, right? Take the time to, all right, let me move that back just to get right before the fret without touching it. So these little things will really help you be very successful in your playing. Also, some good hand warm-ups like the spider exercise really help with this kind of stretching too, all right? And getting these octaves really great. So let's go ahead and do this. F sharp, G sharp, A to B. Here we go. Do a little bit of a bend here, all right? So on that 3rd stroke, just gonna bend it just a little out of pitch. Go ahead and bend downward on that. All right, so here we go. I guess it's the 4th one. Okay. Go back to A, strike that twice. Okay, playing that a little faster. Here we go. Again. Keeping that thumb in the middle of the neck. Notice how you cannot see my thumb here, all right? Keep it in the middle of the neck. One more time. Okay. So that's what's happening there with the octaves. If we combine it with part 1, octaves. Just like that. Now, the next segment here, we're going to see a motif. The ending of each motif is going to be a little bit different, but it's really, really great. Really, really cool solo here. It sounds like this. We're going to go through all 3 parts, then we're going to call it a day, folks. I have a little outro to do, and that's it. And again, if you're enjoying these lessons, be sure to subscribe to the channel. All right, check out my website, folks. I will be playing in LA October 8th at Hotel Cafe if you're in LA. Come by, we're going to be playing some new songs from my upcoming EP. Tickets are $10. So go to my website, angelapetrillimusic.com, click the link to check out some live shows and see when I'll be playing in a town near you. Go ahead and check that out. And also too, if you're digging the sound of these P90s, I know I am, click the link in my video description to check out all the cool stuff Fishman is up to. All right, so let's look at this next motif part that happens in this solo. It sounds like this. It's great. And I played that a little bit slower too. Super fun. Let me show you how to play it. So first finger, placing that on the 9th fret of that G string rather. Okay, so what we're going to do here, that's our E note. We're going to hammer onto the F sharp 11th fret of the G string. You're going to get your second finger here, placing that on A 10th fret of the B string. Going back to the F sharp, then back to the E. Let's do that again. Don't forget to alternate pick here. One more time. Now, get your third finger. Place that on B, 12th fret of the B string. Bending it. Bringing it back to true. Resolving on A, 10th fret of the B string. Here we go. Nice little line, right? Let's do that again. So that's the first one. Let's look at the second one. Okay, notice how the endings are a little bit different here. Again, to that E, to the F sharp, to the A, F sharp, E. First finger, place it on the C sharp 9th fret of the E string, bend that. Half step bend, right? We're just bending that up to D. Bring it back to true, to that C sharp. Resolving at A, 10th fret B string. Okay? Let's do that part again. Parts 1 and parts 2, here we go. Part 2. Okay. Part 3 is really fun. Part 3 goes like this. Or not with a, doesn't do that. Just like that. That's what happens when you have light strings. Okay, so again, E to F sharp, A, F sharp, E. Get that C sharp to D, hammer on and pull off there a few times. Just like that. Notice, we had this riff before, we just played it somewhere else. Remember that in the top of the verse? We're ending the solo with that too. We're just playing it somewhere else, all right? So now let's go ahead and look at part 3 here. Now let's combine 1, 2, and 3. Here we go. Part 2. Part 3. Okay. Fun stuff, right? Now, let's go ahead and combine it with the other two parts from the solo. Here we go. Play it slow. Octaves. Let's do that again, a little bit faster. Now, the most iconic part of this solo, which is great, the synthesizer does it with the at the end, which is great. So it's gonna go like this. Really fun little line here. First finger, 15th fret, 17th fret rather. Okay, so 17th fret of that high E string, that would be your A. All right, to that F sharp, 19th fret of that B string, back to A, to B, and we're gonna bend that up a whole step to C sharp like this, back to true to B, to A, okay, to that F, to E, all right? So, and then we go right back into a chorus. It's such a great part of the song. So here we go. Here is the entire solo. So from there, we go to the chorus. So we continue that. Okay. To that F sharp, C sharp. This is repeated 4 times. Repeat last time. That's our outro. Remember that from the bridge. Except we're gonna strum that 3 times. A5 to that E5, or that F sharp 5 over E to end the song. Hard stop. So we've got that chorus. Repeat. Repeat. Last time. And that's the song, folks. Such a fun one to play. I love playing this song. Super, super fun. Definitely geared towards my intermediates and advanced students, beginners. I know you can be successful on this too. Be sure to practice, all right? And watch this video back. It's on YouTube for a reason, so you guys can rewatch it and get all of the nuances of this song. Yes, Robert, that's their mic drop moment. Such a great song. Again, if you're not familiar with the song, be sure to give it a listen because it is really, really fun to listen to. And it's under 3 minutes. I think it's like 2.5 minutes or something. It's really great. So, folks, that is the lesson. That is Buddy Holly by Weezer. It is great to be back live again. It is wonderful. I was busy recording an EP, so that'll be out in 2023, the last 2 weeks. So keep your eye out for some new music from me and my band, The Players. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Angela Petrilli Music. You can find all the info there. Be sure to check out my website. I'll be playing in a town near you, particularly in Los Angeles, the next month or 2. So if you're in LA, swing by a show. It'll be a lot of fun. I'll be playing at Hotel Cafe October 8th. at 8 o'clock. Tickets are $10, so swing by and say hello, buy some merch. Here's some new songs from the EP. It'll be really great. So again, as always, wishing you all so much success in your musical journey and your guitar playing journey. If you're enjoying these lessons, be sure to subscribe to the channel and to check out all the cool stuff Fishman is up to. Click the link in the video description. All right, so again, folks, always wishing you the best. Have fun playing this one. It's a blast. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week on YouTube.